I'm Ashley.
And we are here for Boba with Melinda and Ashley.
Yeah!
So quick introductions. My name is Melinda Lewis. I am a senior at MTSU, and I have studied abroad in Chiang Mai, Thailand and Bangalore, India to make up my dual major of English and Global Studies.
Okay, I'm Ashley Martinez. I am also a senior here at MTSU, and I'm double majoring in Global Studies and International Relations.
And today we're going to answer some frequently asked questions from the Education Abroad website.
Yes!
And a lot of these are based on our own personal experiences. So I guess the first broad question is, what is study abroad? What is study abroad, Ashley?
Did I tell them where I studied abroad?
Yes, you did.
Oh! Hi, I'm Ashley Martinez. I study abroad with ISEP in Seoul, South Korea, and through USAC in Shanghai, China. So studying abroad is basically a cultural educational exchange between two countries.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer.
Alright, great.
Okay, so now, who can study abroad? And there are some requirements for that. You can't study abroad as a freshman at MTSU. You need to have at least one academic year of credit beforehand. MTSU requires that you have a GPA of 2.5 to study abroad for the semester, 2.0 to study abroad for the summer, and then different programs have their own academic requirements.
So I guess the easiest way to answer would be that everything is kind of dependent on which program you're trying to pick, which kind of country you're going to, those kinds of things.
This isn't one of the questions, but I think a good thing to answer would be, why did you choose where you studied abroad? How did you choose?
How did I choose? Okay.
So I studied abroad. I chose to study abroad because I didn't have a roommate and I didn't want to live on campus anymore. So it was a very well thought out decision. And it was really random how I chose Thailand. I just saw elephants in the brochure and I went for it. But I wanted a really different experience, a lot of culture shock, because I'm from Murfreesboro, and so going to school here really felt very similar to all of my previous life. And so Thailand felt really unique and exciting. And then I studied in India because I wanted to push my boundaries even further, which was definitely what happened.
So for me, I chose to study abroad in Seoul because I was really attracted to the politics and the culture of the region. And then I chose to study abroad in Shanghai because I had to fill 2 extra semesters worth of Chinese and I wanted to study abroad again. And because China is a rising power, and also because they have a different political ideology than we do, and I wanted to be able to experience that in case things change in the future.
Alright, so when should I start planning to study abroad? And the answer is as soon as you finish this video.
Now, go now.
Right now. Go.
Stop the video, go. Yeah,
Don't stop the video, keep the video going.
Keep the video in the background. So for me, I chose to study abroad for a year. So an entire year in advance of my actual study abroad trip, I started planning for it. And then the second time I went was just this past semester, and I also started planning for that a year in advance. I think that something that's kind of good to note though is that it depends on how long you're going for, what kind of program, because everyone has different deadlines.
So if you support yourself, you might want to start planning way earlier, like a year or more, because you need to accrue the funds to study abroad. Which brings us to a further question: can I afford to study abroad?
The easy answer is yes, right? So basically there's a bunch of outlets for you to get money to study abroad, so you can apply every
form of financial aid that you get.
All the financial aid you already have can be applied to a study abroad program. In addition to that, we have an education abroad scholarship that you pay for anyway, so you might as well apply for it.
Get your money back.
Yeah, get your money back. And then a couple other places on campus, I think the Honors College also has a study abroad scholarship that you can apply for.
There's scholarships through most majors that they have just for students who apply, and a lot of them don't ever get used, so just do some research about your major and what's available for your particular field of study.
Yeah. And then also through the programs. Some programs do offer scholarships. So the short answer is yes, you can afford it. The long answer is if you work hard enough. No.
And programs really differ in cost. all 4 of our programs were in Asia, and Asia typically has a lower cost, except for like Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Regionally, it can differ a lot.
You go unconventional places, and those places get the most scholarships too.
They get the most scholarships, and they're the most interesting.
Yeah.
I can say that from personal experience.
Have you been to Europe?
No. I can say that from limited personal experience.
Okay, so do I need to know a foreign language to study abroad?
No.
No, neither of us knew the languages before we went. But studying abroad is a wonderful way to immerse yourself in a language that you've already studied, and it's the best way to become fluent in that language.
I know that there are some programs in Latin America that may require you to know some Spanish. I just heard this in the office, so you'd have to go talk to them about it. But I do know that, again, it is dependent on your programs. For us, we went to 4 separate countries, and neither of us know another language, so the easy answer is no, you don't need to know another language. But
okay. Your reason.
Okay, how will a study abroad experience enhance my employability after I graduate? So if you're looking to get a job in any career that's an international career, then study abroad is a must. It'll put you ahead of so many candidates because having that education abroad is so important if you're going to be working with people that might have a different culture or a different worldview than you. It's good to have experienced somebody else's perspectives.
It really helps develop communication skills, adaptability, self-independence, being a self-starter. Those are all qualities that employers consistently look for in candidates. So even if you're unsure of what field you want to go into after graduation, those are things across the board that everybody wants in a candidate to hire.
That's true.
What was the most
rewarding experience?
Yeah, rewarding experience, like professionally and personally. And this is not really a frequently asked question, we just came up with this on our own because we want to talk about our experiences. So for me, the most rewarding professional experience was an internship that I held when I was in Thailand. I was interning as an editorial intern at a magazine, and I got to go out through the city and find stories and write about events that were going on around town or social issues that I observed. And I found that that was not only a really good way to develop myself professionally, but also to become more integrated to the city where I was studying. Personally, the most rewarding thing was the community that I was in. I was studying abroad with like 54 other students from mostly America, but from some other countries too. And even though I was away from everybody I knew and everybody I loved, I found a wonderful community and a lot of friends and just a really nice feeling of family even when I was away from my family. So I think that that's a concern that a lot of people have, and I know I definitely had when I was studying abroad. Will I make friends? Will I make connections? And you definitely will. I mean, I guess I can't say that for sure, but you probably will.
There's a good chance that you will make a friend.
8% chance, and the only reason that you wouldn't is if you kill people.
If you recluse. Whoa, what? What just happened over here? Anyways. Yeah, so for me, the most rewarding professional aspect of studying abroad was definitely that since I'm a major in international relations and I deal a lot with politics, going to a country that has a completely different political structure than us and also just a different ideology was really important for my self-growth because I wanted to be able to understand why a society could function or how a society could function in a different kind of system. So professionally, having that outlook has been incredibly helpful. Personally, I think I kind of have to agree with the global community aspect of studying abroad. So having those kind of connections with people, I think is the best personal aspect. Also, I met my best friend there. That counts for something, right? Yeah. Not her. It was her.
Why study abroad? I think that studying abroad is one of the best ways that you can develop yourself personally. It's one of the best ways that you can get a better global perspective. It's one of the best ways that you can really push your limits and your boundaries and grow. And I know that a lot of that sounds like maybe pretty obvious, but I didn't realize how much I actually would grow and how many skills I would develop just being out on my own and having to consciously make a choice to engage every day, to be a part of the community that I had gone to, and to push myself. So that is why I would say to study abroad.
Study abroad at MTU. It's the thing for me and you.